Welcome to the weekly Feedzai update with me, Hardeep. This week we wanted to look at the cost of living crisis. Inflation is way over 9% in most countries, and consumers are starting to squeeze the amount of money they spend. We can see that in a lot of retail figures coming through, clearly showing that sales are down. As expected, fraudsters are also trying to use this opportunity to try and scam their victims. And there's been loads of reports of this recently in the media. Now, on one hand, you could think about this and say it's a time when everyone's struggling for money and costs are increasing and your money doesn't go very far. And actually, that could be a scenario that's rife for things like investment scams. Customers trying to get a deal, trying to stretch their money, trying to potentially get those incredible returns, and they made this seem a bit more appealing. And while around all of those things, we kind of have to speculate. One thing is clear. Fraudsters are already trying to use this as an opportunity to dupe customers. Here in the UK, as in a number of other countries, the government has offered certain help to consumers with their energy bills, rebates, for example. And already we're seeing thousands of emails being reported by fraudsters claiming to be from the energy companies or even the energy regulator. You've got an email that comes through. It says that this is how you accept your rebate. Can you click on this link? But actually that link is malicious, and the consumer would go through, hand over some details, both personal and financial, which would then be used to essentially take over their accounts or dupe them. It's unsurprising, we see this all the time. Fraudsters are cunning, but actually it's happening at a time when customers are really vulnerable, more so than ever. What can banks do about this? One thing that can always be done and be done better is the education and awareness. It's really important to not just have generic messaging, but actually have it tailored to these scenarios. Tell customers this is happening. If you look at the moment, there's quite a bit of advice and guidance about this specifically, which is really encouraging to see, because it should mean that consumers are less likely to fall for it. But also on top of that, it's important to have all the right controls in place, to have those normal profiles of how customers behave so that you can detect when they're sending money to people that they haven't done so before, and potentially at times or frequencies or ways that they haven't done before. So the controls are probably quite similar to what's normally there. It's just about evolving them and tweaking them for this specific scenario. This was Hardeep, and this was your weekly Feedzai update.